do. Hey, the GOP candidates are off to the races, as you just heard. Newt Gingrich has the lead over Mitt Romney as all four candidates gallop into Tuesday's Florida primary. But that first stat was about the national poll. What about the local poll? And let's check in with this week's horse race. We got our latest power rankings from the editor of PoliticalDerby.com, Jason Wright. Jason, first off, in light of the debate, it's almost impossible to quantify so quickly. But nationally, Newt still has a reason to feel good.
Yeah, we still feel like Newt's in first place nationally. He's led in the last three major national polls that have come out. But in Florida, I think it's a little bit of a different picture. It looks like we might be seeing a mirror image of what happened in South Carolina, where Newt really turned it around based on some strong debate performances in the last week before they voted in South Carolina, and as we know, really won going away there. It looks like that might be shaping up well for Mitt Romney in Florida. You know, he trailed by double digits just a few days ago, but now in the last four polls out of Florida, he's got a lead. So I think if you're picking favorites today, I think Mitt Romney pulls it out next week in Florida.
All right, the Derby composite looks like this. Mitt Romney with 40% of the vote. Newt Gingrich 37.7. So a lot can still happen in 3 days. Rick Santorum 11.7, and then Ron Paul with a solid 10.3. So this shows an interesting trend. If you told us that a week ago, people might have thought that maybe some disaster happened. But it seems as though the Romney camp kept chipping away instead of panicking after South Carolina.
Absolutely. I think they've run a pretty steady campaign. And as I said, I think they feel like they're going to benefit now the same way Newt did from a couple of strong debate performances right up before the vote in South Carolina. I think they feel like their guy has done pretty well in these last two debates. Last night, I think, was a really strong debate for Romney. Actually used some of Newt's old tricks by playing to the crowd a little bit more. And, you know, for Rick Santorum, he's not going to do well in Florida. I think everyone knows that he's likely to finish a very distant third there. But I think that Santorum is running sort of a just-in-case campaign. If I'm Team Santorum, I'm telling him don't go anywhere, stay in this thing, try to raise as much money as possible to stay viable, just in case a Newt Gingrich implodes one more time. He has twice already, and if he does, he's right there.
Right, and the Republican establishment seems to be going after Newt in unison, where Bob Dole coming out yesterday, Elliot Abrams' article, the former Assistant Secretary of State, all going after Newt in his days in Congress. But when Rick Santorum did so well last night, I'm not too sure that he's going to pull out. I'll ask him in about an hour, but if he pulls out of Florida early, he might lose any momentum he might have gained from the debate. And if he does gain, the school of thought is Newt loses.
I agree completely. I mean, I still think for Santorum it's all about money. Can he raise enough money to last here into Super Tuesday? And if he does, I think he's waiting for Newt Gingrich to make a mistake. Without a mistake from Newt, I don't think it's likely that Rick Santorum can catch him. I just don't think he has enough energy and buzz behind his horse campaign. But I think he's just waiting for Newt to do something. And I have to make a quick note about Ron Paul. And this has been sort of in my craw here for the last couple of weeks. I ran into two guys on the street, Ron Paul supporters. They literally stopped me on the street, said, "Hey, man, we watch you on Fox." By the way, they introduced themselves as Joe and HB. I don't know if those are really their names or not. And they said, "Look, have you paid attention to the way the moderators and the other candidates treat Ron Paul in these debates?" And truthfully, I hadn't. Look, if you've been paying attention here for these last few debates, and I'm a guy who said that Ron Paul and his people did too much complaining early in the debate season that he wasn't getting equal time, but the last few debates last night was a little bit better. The South Carolina debates, folks, it's disgraceful the way these folks have treated Ron Paul on stage. I mean, I think he has a legitimate case to make that he has not been treated with respect. And look, if you invite these guys to your debates, Rick Santorum and Ron Paul, if they meet your criteria to be invited, the networks, let them debate.
All right,
these guys are running for president.
Right, and by the way, everyone's being very nice because they cannot afford to alienate his supporters who are very fervent, if nothing else. You have a book, Wedding Letters?
That's right. Book is out. Pick it up. Give it a shot. And, of course, hit PoliticalDerby.com today. Lots of great debate going on about last night's debate.
All right. Meanwhile, Jason, we thank you so much. We'll follow the Derby and bring you back again.
Thank you.